Welcome, everybody. John Zager, johnzager.com. Is anybody going over there to that site? Um, Again, I keep pushing it, and I think it's a great community, great place for us to have a community over there to share ideas, both ones that we like and maybe try to understand the ones that we are not that interested in. But it is a place to share ideas amongst people. And sorry about that. And I would hope that people start going over there and interacting, and I would be happy to um, answer some questions as well, or provide some information if people want to let me know their needs and wants. So keep that in mind. johnzager.com. It's a good place. Um, I need to update some of my information over there, but that's not a big deal. I can do that in a reasonably short period of time. So, the Eastern Slope has the trophy again. This is pretty much Denver on up to the Wyoming border as the dirtiest air in the world for the past I think it's been 3 days. I'm not real sure. And it's from the results of the air from, I believe it's the Northern California and Oregon fires. Not the fires here in Colorado. They're not big enough this year, but the ones up there are sending smoke our way. And yesterday and the day before, it was really bad. A lot of people had to stay indoors, and it was like fog. It was like you had fog everywhere. So, see my hat? It's my fishing hat from Florida. Um, it's called St. George's Island down in Florida, down in the Keys. And I'm thinking about heading down there this winter and maybe just spending the entire winter out on the ocean, living off of little island, St. George. Possibly, maybe there's other ones, I don't know. But sounds like a good idea. Something other than the havoc that we're going through economically and politically in our country. And I don't know if I just spent the whole summer going through that. I don't know if I want to spend my winter. So today, not a long topic. I don't know. It's hard for me to stay under 20 minutes is really difficult, because as you can see, I just kind of rant. I just kind of go on and on and on. Good topics, but I mean, once I get on a topic, I can go for a long time. I had my decaf earlier, and now I'm into iced tea, just plain old iced tea, and brewed, and it's delicious. I'm not interested in buying iced tea because it has too much sugar, and just start reading the label. It doesn't look real appealing to me. So I just drink brewed iced tea. No sugar or anything. So, boy, is that good. Um, I want to talk today for a few minutes about the quantum field. Right now, for the majority of people, we all live in, right, a three-dimensional world, a Newtonian world of past, present, and future. What that means in the simplest form is that everything is predictable, because We spend most all of our time with our thinking and thoughts and feelings and emotions in the past. Therefore, we perceive everything in the future to be like our past, which in turn causes a huge amount of stress for people. I don't know, I guess I hear different numbers, but 80% of most people's day is spent in stress. That has to do with the cortisol that's being recklessly thrown out and harming us and our bodies daily. And over long periods of time, we all fit into that category, you guys. We upregulate disease. Real simple. Real simple. We need to live in a world, create a reality where it is not predictable. From our past, that has been harmful and created a huge amount of stress and just all the cortisol that's been absorbed by our bodies. By the way, guys, that's what causes your belly fat. When you see guys with belly fat, it doesn't mean necessarily that they drink a ton of beer, although they might drink a lot of beer, but it's the cortisol that's creating the belly fat. The cortisol also can cause that belly fat in women. So it's not maybe the sweets or the food that ladies eat periodically and causes them to have to work on their diet quite a bit. It may be, and probably is, cortisol. The way, sidebar, you guys that know me know I do sidebars all the time. A sidebar in this case is about dieting does not work, and the only way that you lose weight is through your thoughts. So what you imagine yourself to look for in optimal conditions in your mind is what you are going to look like. If it's obese, you're going to look obese. No diet's going to work. If it's thinner and healthy and athletic, that's what you're going to look like. Same's true for guys. What you have in your head is what you're going to look like. You can actually look like a bodybuilder without ever having lifted a weight. Anyway, so the conversation this morning is about the quantum field. Quantum is different than Newtonian reality and the lives that we all live. When you're able to utilize living in a quantum field, so to speak, life is not predictable. The future is not predictable. The outcome of something is not predictable. Everything is in terms of infinite possibilities. Now follow me on this. If you have, want to see my head again? Want to see that? St. George's Island down in Florida. So if you want to reduce the stress, eliminate the stress, You can't be fearful of the future. In a Newtonian world, you have that fear and that stress because you're predicting the future based on your past. Pretty simple. In the quantum field, everything is infinite possibilities. So there never needs to be negative, stressful, anxiety, depression, anything that would be negative, reflecting a negative future in front of you. If you have infinite possibilities, anything's possible. You can create anything. You can have your life turn out any way that you want. Here's another thing. I'm sure you've all read this one, but I'm going to reference back to it because I think it's kind of important. People sometimes that have an abundance overload of stress, one of the ways to reduce that, eliminate that you can do right now, is you can just change your story. When I used to do clinical for years and years and years, people would come in and I would just say to them, change your story. Why do you have to come from? And then they would tell me where they came from and all the hardships and all the aches and pains and maybe the poverty or the lack that they lived in, maybe the abuse, poor education, family with not very much money, a lack of abundance of money, that kind of thing. Well, change your story. Why do you have to take that to your grave and in turn have such a huge abundance of stress going on with you your entire life? All you're doing is up-regulating disease. Does that make sense? Disease is not genetic. You don't get it from your family. There's only 2 or 3 diseases that are actually genetic. And you guys don't have them, I can tell you that already. Why not just create a new story from where you came from? And create a new story with where you're going. This is a silly example, which is partly the reason I talked about in the beginning why I wore this hat, right? The political system of our country and a lot of the world is really hideous and awful. And we've been putting up with it for the past, 2 years, and losing our rights and freedoms and governments regulating us more and more and more. And I don't like that. It causes me to have more stress, and I don't want any more stress, nor do I need any more stress, right? So, why not change that? Why not change the story? Just because that's what they're doing, that's their story, the government, and how they are affecting all of us, I'm just changing the story. I'm changing the story. See? St. George's Island down in Florida, Keys. And this winter, what I've decided to do, I'm going fishing. I'm going to go fishing for the entire winter. I'm sure there's living conditions that are affordable. Florida is a very affordable state, and your cost of gas and food. Colorado is not supposed to be as expensive as it is, and it used to be reasonable to live here. It's not anymore. Texas is a nice place to go down on the Gulf. Florida is a great place to go down on the Gulf. Arizona is a nice place to go out in the desert. Right? Change your story. Just change your story. I'm not going to do what I've been doing, feel the way I've been feeling, and continue to upregulate disease genes that sooner or later are going to, guess what? Create the disease in my body. So for the past maybe 5 to 8 years, I've been trying to live more and more in the quantum reality of infinite possibilities. And I've been training and going to workshops and getting educated on how to do that. And it has helped. It has been a good thing. Allowing my life to become full of possibilities, infinite possibilities. And then to actually learn how to manifest different things other than Newtonian predictability. You're not manifesting anything if you live in the Newtonian world. If you're working 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 or all night long or third shift at Amazon or who knows what the hell you're doing, give it up. It's a piece of crap. You're making another person or family billionaires. And they may be paying you anywhere from minimum wage to teens, which is an insult, you guys, which is an insult, and creates more stress, creates more predictability, and just keeps upregulating genes that are unhealthy and diseased. Stop it. If you're living out on the street, here's an example. If you're living out on the street, go live out in the street down by the ocean. You're sure in the hell not going to live on the street in, I don't even know what towns are back east because I don't have anything to do with east. But I think it's cold and wintry on the eastern part of the United States in the wintertime. Well, if you're gonna be homeless, go down to the Florida Keys. I'm sure you could go down there. Go down to Texas Gulf. Go up to Northern California and live on the beach in that area, or in Oregon. Go down to the desert. It's beautiful there in the wintertime. And find the quantum reality of infinite possibilities without stress, without predictability. Create your own reality, you guys. Create it. I'm not a big believer in doctors. You guys know that. I kind of rant on them all the time because they're pretty good at doing trauma. You know, trauma's a broken arm. I think I can fix that broken arm. Oh, okay. I don't know much about cancer, but I think you best go home and get your affairs in order. That's called Newtonian medicine. Quantum medicine. They don't cut you open for anything. They don't give you medication, right? They do everything from thought. You can watch a cancer. They have, well, here's one example. There's a YouTube video with a lady who has cancer in her bladder, and they show it go away within 2 minutes. Western medicine has not a clue what that is. Predictability and infinite possibilities. There's a ton of people out there. I wish they were all listening to me, but there's a ton of people out there who are working jobs that they hate, that they are treated poorly, not paid well, and it's just a terrible, stressful life that they're involved in. Well, change it. Tell yourself a different story. You don't have to do what you're doing. I wonder if I could move this a little bit. Probably not, huh? Go fishing for the winter if you can. I know that's not always possible. I understand that. But I guess what I'm trying to say is come up with something different. There's infinite possibilities that exist for you in your life to improve and have little to no stress. And live a good life. Moving from Newtonian reality to quantum reality. You listen to me all the time talk about manifesting this, that, and the other thing. And it's difficult. It's very, very hard to do. You have to become a student of that, quantum mechanics, to know how to do that. So I wear my hat today, and I'm wearing my hat every day now to remind myself where I'm going. I'm going fishing. And I'll probably write another book in the process of being down there in the Keys for the winter. And I may not come back here. I may just stay there. I don't know. But I'm probably going to write a book that has something to do with infinite possibilities that exist in our lives and not perceptions of perceived stress. Probably going to write a book, something about that. So anyway, here I am, 25 minutes. Didn't mean to go that long. Sorry, you guys. God bless everybody. Take care of one another, and I look forward to talking to y'all again real soon. Thanks a lot. See you. Bye.